klase si ate. Kuya. What more can I say to you?
Sa YouTube lang or
Magandang hapon po.
Good
Good
afternoon po,
afternoon.
sir.
Good afternoon po.
So remind ko lang po kayo, meron po kayong assignment due on Saturday, so bukas. So yung mga hindi pa po nakakapag-pass ng assignment, please, pakipasa na po yan. Due na po yan bukas. Then, yung assignment po for this module, number 2, will be due next Saturday. So pakigawa na po. Okay? So, thank you for attending the class today. So before we start our discussion, please open your camera for the screenshot of our attendance. Okay, I'll take the screenshot now. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Kanya-kanyang ngiti. Alam mo, nakakapanlag sa akin yung bubbles eh. Nakakapanlag na yung bubbles ng messenger. Dahil gandang-ganda ako sa sarili. No.
Okay, so for this week, we will be discussing individual differences, mental ability, personality, learning, and perceptions. So these things are very important once we try to uh, study individual behavior. Specifically, if an individual will belong to a group and you become the leader of this group, it is just important for us to understand what are the differences, ability, personality, and learning of our subordinates. So these things will always dictates how can we perform a task as a group, or how can we achieve our objective easily as a group. So even in an individual, we must also try to understand what could be our individual differences to other individual, how far our mental abilities are, or what are our abilities, what could be our perceptions, what could be our personality, and how do we learn things based on the environment that we live in. So it is very important to first understand where we stand before we can study the this behavior of an individual pertaining to differences, ability, personality, and learning. So I will share you the screen of our topic. So, nakikita niyo po ba sa screen?
Yes po, sir.
Opo, sir.
Okay. So we start with individual differences. So for my opening statement for this topic, in order for the organization utilize their employee to be more productive, a better analysis of the differences, personality, mental ability, perceptions, attitude is needed. We can take away what we can take away the fact that individuals has a limited capacity on their abilities, although it can be learned. But most of them cannot be done overnight. As such, organizations should be careful in looking for such differences in personality traits. So sabi ko nga kanina, lahat po tayo merong mga differences, iba't ibang personality, mental ability. So we cannot deny the fact that each and every person or individual are different on these things. So there are no people that are alike on their abilities and differences. As such, kailangan po nating malaman what are these differences in order for us to be successful in attainment of our goals. So let's start our discussion on individual differences. What is it? So individual difference, it refers to variation in how people respond to the same situation based on personal characteristics. So when we say individual difference, this is how people respond to a given stimuli based on the different characteristics that they have. It is the ability of a person to respond, to decide, or to do whatever they can based on their personality and on the situation they have. So, ang isa pong individual, pag binigyan mo siya ng isang bagay na kailangan niyang pagdesisyonan, then each individual has different way to act on that matter. So it is called individual differences. So in an organization, what causes individual differences? So kapag mayroong pagkakaiba-iba yung mga tao, ano ba consequence niyan? The first one is what we call differ in productivity. Okay? So it is the rate of output per worker. So magkakaibang tao, magkakaibang productivity. Next, differ in quality of work. Another one is the reactions to empowerment. Number four, reactions to leadership style. And the last one is commitment to the organization. So it means that whenever there are uh, differences on individual, different occurrence or iba't ibang pagkakataon, iba-iba din po yung the way people respond. Productivity, wala pong magkaparehas na tao na given the same thing could be the same productivity unless otherwise you guide them on the way they do things. Diba? So yan po yung human behavior in terms of differences. It's up to you now to understand and to know what are these differences to correct these things. Okay. So as not to suffer on these consequences in individual differences. Siyempre, kapag nasa organization ka, you wanted each and every members of your group to be equal in their output. Hindi pwede na yung isa marami, yung isa kaunti. Hindi pwede yun. Dapat pare-parehas. Kung ang output would be 10, lahat ng member mo should be 10. But there are individual differences. So, hindi niya magagawa yan. So, it's up to you to know what would be the differences to correct, diba? So not to suffer on these occurrent consequences. So what make differences? Bakit nga ba mayroong pagkakaroon ng pagkakaiba-iba? Yan. The first one is what we call demographics. And the second one is because of aptitude and ability. Okay? So nagkakaroon daw ng pagkakaiba-iba ang mga tao. It's because of the demography. So it is the way people are groups based on their society. So that's demographics. And the other one is aptitude and ability. Okay? So magkakaiba po pala yung demographics natin at saka yung aptitude and ability natin. So kaya hindi nakakapagtaka kung bakit meron tayong tinatawag na mga personal differences. So, let's discuss demographics. It refers to a particular group an individual belongs. So whatever groups they belong in their society, it always affect the way they do things. So that's why there are differences. So, ano ba yung iba't ibang uri ng demographics? Gender, age, culture. So yan po yung iba't ibang demographics that will always affect the way a certain individual do things. And by these demographics, each and every person has their differences. Siyempre, sa gender, male, female. O, di ba? So ngayon, meron pa nga tayong tinatawag na LGBTQAA++. Kung ano ba yan? Masyadong mahaba eh. Di ba? Sa gender equality kung tawagin. So, there are these differences we have. So, ewan ko, maniniwala kayo dito ha. In each gender, there are differences in problem-solving skill, analytical skill, competitive drive, motivation. Okay? So, based on the studies, magkakaibang gender, iba-iba din po yung mga things that occurred on them, the way they behave on a certain matter. Diba? Ang babae daw ay ibang gumamit ng problem-solving skills sa mga lalaki. Diba? Analytical skill, differ din po yung lalaki at saka babae. So, and so on and so forth. Letter B, age. Siyempre, iba't ibang age bracket where you belong, that's why there are differences. Siyempre, yung mga ka-age mo, yun yung mga katulad mo, yung mga personality. Diba? The way you think, the way you behave, will be based on the age bracket that you belong. So, hindi po maiintindihan nung isang nasa age bracket ng 60 and above, yung nasa age bracket ng 10 to 20 years old. So, magkaiba na po kasi sila ng ginagalawan. Then the next one, culture. Ito pinaka-importante. So, set of values that an individual believes. So, different cultural groups that we belong, it will always affect our behavior. It will always affect the way you do things. That's why there are differences. Nagkakaibang kultura, lalabas at lalabas po yung pagkakaroon natin ng pagkakaiba. So ano naman yung isa? Tinatawag po siya na aptitude and ability. So another reason why there are differences is aptitude and ability. Ano po bang pagkakaiba niyan? Aptitude is defined as the capacity of a person to learn or acquire skills. Yan. Ability of a person to acquire skills. It is how you acquire this you learn things to be done. So ang tawag po dyan ay aptitude. So meron po tayong tinatawag na low aptitude, average aptitude, and high aptitude. So saan ka naka-level dyan? Yan. Iba-iba po yung level natin ng aptitude. The next one is ability, refers to individual's capacity to perform the various tasks. So yung isa, learning, kung paano gumawa at gagawin ng isang bagay. Yung ability naman, it is how. It is the action on how to solve a certain problems or how to do things or achieve a task. So yan po yung ability. Each person has difference in their aptitude and their ability. So, aptitude. The low aptitude individual is differ from the high aptitude individual. So that's why meron tayong tinatawag na slow learner and a fast learner. Diba? So yung isang individual ay hindi pwede na fast learner, igagaya mo siya dun sa slow learner. Magkakaroon po ng pagtatalo yan. And vice versa. Yung mga slow learner, isasama mo siya doon sa mga fast learner, magkakaroon po at magkakaroon ng pagkatalo yan. So that's the reason why you should understand or you should fill the gap how to correct that in your organization. Magkakasama yung slow learner at fast learner in their aptitude. Anong kailangan mong i-bridge na gap para hindi magkaroon ng conflict. Diba? So yan po yan. Ganon din sa ability. Meron tayong iba't ibang paraan kung paano tinetest yung ating ability. So it's up to you to bridge that gap in order to not create a conflict. So ano-ano po ba yung iba't ibang uri ng ability? So meron po tayong dalawang uri ng abilidad sa paggawa ng mga bagay-bagay. Physical ability. The second one is what we call the mental ability. So when we say physical ability, this is the capacity of individual to do work, demonstrating strength and stamina. So ito po yung lakas natin. Yan po yung tinatawag na physical ability. So marami pong uri ang physical ability. Meron tayong tinatawag na dynamic strength, trunk strength, static, explosive strength, extent flexibility, dynamic flexibility, and so forth. So on and so forth. So yan po yung iba't ibang uri ng ating physical strength. So yung mga individuals po, iba-iba yung mga ginagamit nilang strengths to achieve their goal. Diba? And then there is what we call intelligence or the mental ability. Okay, so ito po yung iba't ibang uri ng abilidad ng isang tao. So, napakaswerte mo kung meron ka ng physical, you are gifted physically and you are gifted mentally, then you're a born leader, sinasabi nga. Okay, so yan po yun. Now, paano natin malalaman that a certain individual uses their intellect, their mental ability? So, ang sabi, he or she must be intelligent. So, kailangan ginagamit niya yung kanyang brain, yung kanyang utak, in order to say that he has a mental ability. So, paano ba paggamit ng intelligence? Yan. Paano ba ginagamit yung intelligence? So, meron tayo ditong tinatawag na theory of intelligence. Nasa sa atin na lang to kung papaniwalaan natin o hindi, no? Kasi theory lang naman siya. But this is based on studies and experimentation. So, ganito daw po dapat ginagamit yung isang utak ng tao o yung brain ng tao to say that we are intelligent. So, these are the theories. Dimension of intellectual ability, triarchic theory, and multiple intelligence. So, ito po yung tatlong theory that are being exploited or sabihin natin na ginagawang gabay or guide to say that there is an intelligence to a person. So ano po yung dimensions of intellectual ability? Ano ibig sabihin yan? These are subparts of intelligence, means that each individual intelligence is based on the level or subparts for which they perform the tasks. So, sabi dyan sa theory na yan, makikita mo daw that a person has intelligence if they are using the subparts of their brain whenever they are doing a task. Okay? So ano daw po yung subpart niyan? Cognitive, social intelligence, emotional intelligence, and cultural intelligence. So paano po ba yan? For example, you have this problem to solve, and then it needs a cognitive type of intelligence. So, if a person would use the subpart of the brain, cognitive subpart, to solve a certain problem, then therefore you can say he has intelligence. Now, if a person uses cognitive and emotional intelligence a in order to solve the problem at hand, in able to achieve its objective using these two or three type of subpart of intelligence, magugulo po, magkakaroon ng gulo on deciding on a certain problem or situation. Then you can say that this person do not use their brain, the subpart of their brain, and you can tell them that they lack intelligence. Okay? So yan po yung sinasabi ng theory. Ibig sabihin, in solving a certain problem, given a different situation, you will only use the subpart of your brain in order to solve the problem or finish a task. Tama din naman, di ba? Kung ang problema mo is pertaining to effectively go along with others, that's the problem. And then you will using cognitive problem solving skill. Magkakaroon po ng conflict yan. Hindi mo po masolve yung mga problema na nandyan sa harapan mo. Because you are using different type of subpart of your brain. Diba? So yan po yung tinatawag na dimensions of intellectual ability. So, this theory entails us to have an experienced problem solver in order to use that capacity of our brain. Okay, so tatandaan niyo po whenever you are given a task, you must always analyze what task it is, and then you always try to use the subpart of your brain to solve such problem. Okay? So yan po yung tinatawag na dimensions of intellectual ability. Hindi po pwede na lahat ng part ng brain mo gagamitin mo in order to solve a problem that is mainly because of emotions, problem that is based on social conflict, problems that is based on problem to be solved, analytical thinking or reasoning, or a problem that is because of cultural representations. So, kailangan mo pong malaman yan. So, ano naman po yung isa? Ang tawag po, triarchic theory. Triarchic theory. A theory that describes three important parts of intelligence. So, ito naman, triarchic theory, sinasabi dito that an intelligence has three parts. And if one of the parts is missing or lacking in a person or an individual, then he can be called an intelligent individual. So ano-ano po yung mga part daw ng intelligence? So kasi itong tatlong part na to, they interlock with one another to solve a problem. Therefore, he is or they are intelligent individual. Componential. Pangalawa, experiential. At yung pangatlo ay contextual. So, componential type of intelligence known as the analytical intelligence. Experiential part is referred to as creative intelligence. It focuses on how people perform on tasks. And the last one is contextual part, referred to as practical intelligence. An intelligence task that is used to everyday tasks known as street smart intelligence. So dapat po pala, sabi dito sa triarchic theory of intelligence, meron ka nitong tatlong to. Kung wala ka nitong tatlong to, wala kang street smart intelligence, wala kang creative intelligence, wala kang analytical or reasoning intelligence, therefore, you cannot be said as an intelligent person. You are not using your brain. So you are different from other individuals. Then the next one, theory, is the theory of multiple intelligence. So ito naman, sinasabi, a person that is intelligent must have different components. Very simple, very basic. So masasabi mo daw that a person is using their intelligence or they have intelligence if they have these 8 components. Linguistic, logical or mathematical, musical, spatial, bodily kinesthetics, intrapersonal, interpersonal, and naturalist. So, kapag nasa iyo daw po yung 8 components na yan, then therefore, you can be called an intelligent individual. So, let's go now to discuss another aspects of personal behavior. That's eventually when a certain individual goes into a group, becomes an organizational behavior. It is called personality. So, naniniwala po ba kayo that a person, each person has same personality? Sige nga. Naniniwala po ba kayo dyan na ang isang tao ay may katulad na personalidad? May kausap pa ba ako? Parang wala ah. Magtawag nga akong pangalan. Miss Lawrence Julian.
Ano po, sir? Opo, naniniwala po ako na at some point po, meron pong magkakapareho na personality.
Yan.
Katulad na lang po ng kasi depende po sa environment. Kunwari po ako, may personality po akong na-adapt ko na personality din po ng mga kasama ko sa bahay.
Okay. Sabi niya ay minsan, oo, minsan hindi. Medyo. Yan. Ito si Miss Nosidal, yung sumagot din. Sir, medyo po. Ay, ikaw, Miss Kathleen Kasabal. Yeah. Do you believe that there are persons that are alike in personality?
Yes po, sir.
O, bakit?
Kasi po, sir, as sabi po ni Lawrence, depende po kasi yan sa environment na yung mga tao nakapaligid din po sa atin.
Yan. So, kung tatanungin ko yung isa-isa, malamang parehas din yung sagot nyo. That you believe that a personality of there are minsan, lagay natin yung word na minsan, sometimes, that the personality of an individuals are alike. Because of the reason that you can adopt the personality of a group where you belong, that's one. Or because of the same environment that you live in, then you adopt the environment and then it evolves in your personality. Tama naman. Pero, ano po ba yung ibig sabihin ng personality? Sabi dito, it is the sum total of ways in which individual reacts and interacts with others. It is the way or pattern of behavior that are consistent and enduring. Okay? So, tandaan niyo po yung dulo. It is the ways or patterns of behavior that are consistent and enduring. So, the personality of an individual is only for themselves because these are patterns of your behavior that are consistent. So once that you learn a behavior through the environment, through the groups that you belong, kapag lumipat ka po ng susunod or ibang group, lumipat ka ng ibang environment, therefore, that personality will be altered. Di ba? So, yun po yan. So, the question of there are two individuals that the same personality based on environment, yes. Based on a group, yes. But, alisin mo po yan. The personality of an individual based on their behavior, they are not like. Hindi po yan magkaparehas. Ang isa pong individual, given a chance to solve things, to achieve a task, will be different on the same individual that is part of the group because they will pursue the task based on their personality. So ito yung behavior that are consistent and enduring sa isang tao. Yan po yung tinatawag na personality. So, what are the personalities that are the same with a person? And what are the personalities that are uh, not the same to a certain person? So, bakit nga ba nagkakaroon ng personality? So, who, and where personality has been derived or determined? So, it is determined by heredity, and the other one is by environmental factors. Yan. The determinants of personality is heredity and environment. So pag pinag-usapan po yung heredity, defined as the limit by which, yan, defined as the limit by which environments can develop characteristics. So yan po yung tinatawag na uh, heredity. So yan daw po yung mga namamana natin through genes. Yan daw po yung mga namamana natin sa ating mga magulang through our genes. Yung environment naman, factors that helps mold or form an individual's personality. So these are the situations that are given to an individual in order to form their personality. Okay. So balik po tayo din sa tanong that is there two individuals that are like in personality? The question is none. Wala. Nagkakaroon lang po ng sinasabi nyo na pagkakatulad ng personality. It's because it is how you perceive things. It's because how you see the person in front of you. Diba? But, given a situation, then therefore, dun mo po makikita yung pagkakaiba ng kanilang personality. Given a situation that both of you do not believe, and you are being asked to do that and perform that task, parehas pa ba kayo ng paraan kung paano yan gagawin and isusolve? Malamang hindi, because you have different personality pertaining to that task. Okay? So, what is in heredity or the heredity factors? Yan, ito daw po yung mga personality natin through heredity na makukuha. Stature, physical stature, facial attractiveness, gender, temperament, muscle composition, energy, biological rhythm. So ito po yung namamana nating personalidad through our genes, sa ating mga magulang, at sa mga kanununuan. Ayan na. Physical feature or stature, facial attractiveness, and so on. Environmental factors. So ito naman po yung society wherein we live. This always molds our personality. Ano-ano po yung nakakapagbigay ng ambag dyan? Culture. The norms, the attitude, the values. Pangalawa, social environment. The family, the religion, the different kinds of informal groups that we are into. It will always mold us the personality that we have. So ano-ano po mga example niyan? School is one, di ba? Another is the different organizations that you belong in. It will always mold your personality. And The third one, situation. These are the experiences you gain upon experiences you gain growing up and up to the time that you studied and you are working. So this will always help molds your personality. So iba-iba pong situational experience that we have. So that's why ito po yung mai-incorporate sa yung personality and then it will translate into your behavior. So kaya wag po tayo nagtataka if something that parehas naman kami ng group na kami nabibilangan, bakit ganun siya mag-isip? Parehas naman kami ng lugar na kinalakihan, bakit ganun kami mag-isip? Because there is really differences in personality. So what are the different personality factors and traits? So traits is defined as how people behave based on what they learn from the environment. So ngayon, kung meron ka na pong personality, kapag inilabas mo yung personality, it is called traits. Yan. Kapag inilabas mo yan, the way you behave on a certain circumstances, and the use of such behavior is called a trait. So ano-ano po ba yung mga personality factors and traits na yan? Number 1, emotional stability. Yan. Meron ka na bang ganyan? Do you have that ability now? Do you have that traits now? It is characterized by calmness, self-confidence, and secure. Other one is type of personality traits, extroversion or introversion. Extrovert are sociable, introvert are quiet, timid, reserved, diba? So ito pong mga personality traits na to, it is because it is being molded upon you by your environment. So pwede din natin sabihin through heredity, emotional stability molded in you basically because of the environment. Yeah. Openness to experience, someone who is imaginative, cultured, curious, original, broad-minded, and artistically sensitive. Yan po yung another type of traits, personality traits. Another one is agreeableness. Another personality traits that siguro pwede nating malink to through heredity. Refers to person's interpersonal orientation characterized by cooperativeness, warmness, and trusting. So, it is traits that is in a person or individual because of heredity or genes. Conscientiousness, ito, walang pagtatalo to. These personality traits occurred in an individual basically because of their environment. So, person's reliability, responsible, organized, dependable, and persistent. Nagiging, you have this personality trait, conscientiousness, because of the environment that you live. Diba? Pinakita sa'yo na environment that you could be and you should be a responsible person. You should be a person that could be relied with, and also situational or the experiences you gain. Yan. Kaya po na lumalabas yung ganitong personality trait. Self-monitoring behavior. The next one is risk-taking and thrill-seeking. And the last one is optimism. So ito po yung mga iba't ibang uri ng personality traits that are being incorporated in a person or individual because of heredity and environment. So we talk of emotional intelligence. What do we mean by emotional intelligence or sometimes called emotional quotient? So it refers to the ability of a person to accurately perceive, evaluate, express, and regulate emotions and feelings. Especially in an organization, the degree of effectiveness to do things will be based on how an individual handles emotions. Thus, they need a certain level of emotional intelligence. So, hindi lang po pala intellect yung importante ngayon. Meron din po tayong in studying human behavior and behavior in an organization, there is what we call emotional intelligence. So, those persons that are, so may kasabihan po tayo that those persons that are high on intellectual quotient is very low in emotional quotient. So, and vice versa, those that are very high in emotional quotient are very low in intellectual quotient. So, it is up to you to balance your intellectual quotients and emotional quotients in order to have a good behavior that you can use in your everyday life. So ano po ba yung tinatawag na what are the components of emotional quotients or emotional intelligence? Okay. Self-regulation, ability to control impulsiveness and calm down anxiety. Yan. Medyo parang mahirap to, ano? Self-regulation. Siguro, masasangkap po sa yan in terms of experiences that you gain upon working and learning something. Next one, motivation. Another components of intellectual quotient, emotional quotient is motivation. Next is empathy, ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Ability to respond on unspoken feelings. Yan. Yung marunong ka daw makiramdam, makiramay. Yan. Mataas daw yung iyong emotional quotient niya. Self-awareness, ability to manage one's own personality. So it is your ability to know what personality will you use, what personality to exert whenever given a circumstances. Yan. Mataas daw ang iyong emotional quotient niya. Then the next one, social skills. It is the proficiency to manage a relationship. It is how you interact to other individuals. Yan. So yun po yung tinatawag na social skills. So meron ka nitong mga components nito, then therefore, masasabi mo na you have high emotional stability or emotional intelligence. So it is up to you now to know your personality. It is up to you now to understand what is in you in order to be understand one's behavior. Okay? So hindi mo kasi po malalaman yung behavior ng isang individual kung mismong ikaw hindi mo alam kung anong klaseng personality meron ka, gaano kataas ang iyong emotional quotient. Okay? So, what are the different, ano pa po yung other factors that affect differences in individual behavior? So, we will continue to discuss that next meeting. So, for tomorrow, you will take your first quiz through online. Okay, so online po yung quiz nyo bukas, 5:30 to 7. So, you take the quiz. So, yung pong quiz naman, bukas na po yun ng 4. So, you can take the quiz at 4 o'clock kung wala naman po kayong gagawin. And then, we will continue to discuss about personality, learning, and perception by next meeting. So, that would be on September 16. Okay? Do you have any questions? Okay? So, if there's none, thank you for attending the class and sagutan niyo po yung quiz bukas. And then on April 17, sorry, September 17, we'll have a face-to-face class and we will have a graded recitation. So, yun po yung nakikita nyo na activity 1 dito po sa ating VLE. Nakalagay po dyan, activity number 1. So, that is a face-to-face recitation pertaining to one's personality and one's individual differences. So, kung ano po yung tanong doon, malalaman niyo po yan sa September 17. Okay? Okay. So, thank you very much for attending the class. Again, see you on next Friday. Bye-bye. Ingat po tayo lahat.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
po.
Thank you po.